Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Ravi Locana, Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
So much. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome all to the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya sessions. Today, we will hear from nectar from Ravi Locana, Govind Prabhu from Canto 6, Chapter 1, Text 11. Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Text 1, Prabhuji. 6, Canto
11. 6, 1, 11.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, Text 11.
Oh my God.
What were?
Actually,
what
it was given to me 611.
we have completed that, Prabhuji.
Oh my God. Oh, it was an old one. He had given me 611.
It's fine, Prabhuji. 11 is also wonderful, Prabhuji. You can
Okay.
speak on that.
So I'll take that 11, Prabhu. Then.
Yes,
I'm
Prabhuji.
not
Yes.
prepared, but I'll just go through.
You will do due justice, Prabhuji. No problem. Please continue, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. I'll take the.
We can start with the prayers.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking the 11th verse, Prabhu.
Should I share, Prabhuji? You have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Actually, I had taken one, no? I'm just taking this.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances unto all your lotus feet. And I also welcome today to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class and the 6th canto. First, I'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktirbhavati Naishaki Mukham Karoti Vakalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatumaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam. I share the. Prabhuji, is it that it is visible now, Prabhuji? Clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, Text 11. Sri Badarayana Uvacha Karmana Karma Nirharo Nahe Atyantika Ishyate Avidvad Adhikaritvad Prayaschittam Vimarshanam. So, synopsis. Sri Badarayana Uvacha. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, replied, Karmana, by the fruitive activities, Karma Nirhara, counteraction of the fruitive activities, na, not, he indeed, Atyantika, final, Ishyate, becomes possible, Avidvat, Adhikaritvat, from being without knowledge, Prayaschittam, real atonement, Vimarshanam, full of knowledge of Vedanta. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, answered, My dear king, since acts meant to neutralize impious activities are also fruitive, they will not release one from the tendency to act fruitively. Persons who subject themselves to the rules and regulation of atonement are not at all intelligent. Indeed, they are in the mode of darkness. Unless one is freed from the mode of ignorance, trying to counteract one's action through another is useless because this will not uproot one's desires. Thus, even though one may be superficially seem pious, he will undoubtedly be prone to act impiously. Therefore, real atonement is enlightenment in perfect knowledge, Vedanta, by which one understands the supreme absolute truth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Guru Sukadeva Goswami has examined Parikshit Maharaj, and it appears that king has passed one phase of the examination by rejecting the process of atonement because it involves fruitive activities. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is suggesting the platform of speculative knowledge, progressing from Karma Kanda, and that is progressing from Karma Kanda to Gnana Kanda. He is proposing Prayaschittam Vimarshanam. Real atonement is full knowledge. Vimarshana refers to cultivation of speculative knowledge. In Bhagavad Gita, karmis who lack in knowledge are compared to asses. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, namam duskritano mudaha prapadyante naradamaha mayaya praharta gnanam asuram bhavam ashritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest of mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Thus, karmis who engage in sinful acts and who do not know the true objective of life are called mudas, asses. Vimarshana, however, is also explained in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Vedescha sarvair ahameva vedyo. The Veda, the purpose of Veda is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one studies Vedanta but merely advances somewhat in speculative knowledge and does not understand the Supreme Lord, one remains in the same muda. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, one attains real knowledge when he understands Krishna and surrenders to him. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate. To become learned and free from material contamination, therefore, one should try to understand Krishna, for thus one is immediately liberated from all pious and impious reactions. Hare Krishna. Let's take this.
Prabhuji, if you want, you can take some time. No problem, Prabhuji. Maybe from 1 or 11, you can maybe there might be some connections. You can probably
No, I'll do that, Prabhu. Just taking the pages, that's all. 1 second.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Mangalacharam. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadha Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaham Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Satarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna. Again, I welcome all the devotees and I also seek your blessings, even though I am not prepared properly. So, but I just request and please pray to me that I am able to give the purport and be the understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam as it is. So, now, till the 5th canto, the Sukadeva Goswami talked about the dynasty of Priyavrata. And the second half, he gave the complete idea of universal cosmology. That means he gave where we stay, where we are, that type of complete understanding, how huge it is and all those parameters and everything he gave it. And after that, in the uh, end of the canto, he talked about the hellish planets. So now, Sukadeva Goswami, in the 5 cantos, he talked about the 3 main topics, that is Sarga, Visarga, and Sthana. So in the first 2 cantos, he talked about Sarga, the first creation, then Visarga, the second creation, and then in the last, what we saw in the 5th canto, 5th canto, we saw how he talked about Sthana, the places where the living entities we live. And then, as I told that in the end of the 5th canto, he described about the various Vedic cosmology, how, where, and what type of how big, all those characteristics of each planet he talked about. And then finally, he talked about the hellish planet. So Sukadeva Goswami asked, what about the way? First question, Parikshit Maharaj, one of the first questions he asked was, where is this planet? That is, where is this hellish planet? Whether it is in Brahmanda or outside, or where it is. So he, Parikshit Sukadeva Swami, in the answer, he tells where that exactly the hellish planets are situated. That is in the Brahmanda, in the southern direction, beneath the earth. And then it is actually below, it is below the earth planet, and also it is distinct and also it is in the distinct lower realm. So and then he talked about the nature of the hellish planet. What is the nature of the hellish planet? It is temporary. It is temporary, about where the Naraka planets are actually, they're not eternal, and it is somewhere, it is temporary in the sense that after that one has to suffer for the reactions of the karmic activities, the karmic activities, and then he will be again on the judgment, that is the judgment by the Yamaraja, the people, the soul, how it will be taken by Yamaduta, as it was all discussed in detail. And in Patala Loka, and that is in Pitraloka, the Yamaraja gives the judgment. And then again, the reincarnation. After once the punishment is given according to the sinful activities one might have performed, the judgment, after also the judgment is given, then again the person will be put back into the 84 million species of, like how it is indicated, dress one after the other. Again they will put back into that bodies, whether it is human or animals. So they continue the journey, and the reincarnation, the samsara again continues. So also there was a detailed discussions of the hellish planets, that how many, that 28 types of hellish planet, right from the person, if he kills an animal, what type of loka he will get, and what type of punishment in which loka he will get. Then even up to the killing of an ant and insect also, the punishment was given. Though in this particular, that is canto, that is 6th canto, what we'll be discussing now, the first chapter also, now it is about Poshanam. We know how in the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, we know this sloka, that is Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Utayaha Manavantari Ishwanukata Nirodho Muktir Ashayaha. So this is what we are talking about. This in this canto is about the Poshanam. Poshanam means protection of the Lord. That is, protection is given to people even who transgresses the law of dharma. That is by mistake, not that they are, they do it deliberately. By mistakes or by circumstances, they commit mistakes, and even Lord is so merciful that even to those people he gives them the path, how he gives them liberation on the path, how they can again rectify their mistakes, and then and he puts them back into the track. Now in the 6th canto also, we see how the entire 6th canto, we see the same type of episodes where the Lords give protection to his devotees. So initially first the Ajmala, then Daksha we see, then Vishwarupa, Vitrasura, Chitraketu, then finally Maruts and all those things. We talk about it. Now, that is Sukadeva Goswami, in the initial stages, he talks about, first thing is Parikshit Maharaj asks him the question to Parikshit, Sukadeva Goswami, that before this 5 cantos, you talked about the path of the liberation, how one has to be elevated. You talked about the paths. That is Nivritti Marga Katitaha Adau Bhagavata Yataha. That is how one is elevated to the higher planets, that is Brahmaloka. And then from there, he will go back to the Vaikuntha Lokas. That is, in that soul, they will go up to the Brahmaloka, and along with Brahma, they all go back. So this is, Prabhupada also mentions in the purport, that this is to the speculative Gnanis. Actually, they want to see even Brahmaloka, they want to see other places. But for those type of people, they get this Nivritti Marga, they go from this portion to that is to the Brahmaloka, highest planetary system, and then along with Brahmaji, they all go back to the spiritual world. So this is for the people who want to take this route, and they are in the speculative natures. But for a devotee, this is not required, or they're not interested also in these type of things. For a devotee, like Prabhupada always talk about this, he says that when a elevator is there, why should you take a stairs? So that is the bhakti is so independent that it is independent of even the pious activities of Karma Yogi or philosophical activity of the Jnana Yogi. So now in Pravritti Marga, what has been given, it is written that by doing the activities of the Krishna consciousness, Pravritti Marga, one can be elevated to the higher planetary systems, and he enjoys Pravritti Marga is one which is the opposite of Nivritti Marga, which we discussed. Nivritti Marga is the one which which ultimately the ultimate destination is met. But Pravritti Marga is only up to the one who is elevated up to the heavenly planets only. And then they go up to that place, they enjoy the activities, whatever there is there in the heavenly planets, and then according to their karmas, they come back. So now, in this verse, Sukadeva Goswami asked he asked the king, that is Sukadeva Goswami answers the Parikshit Maharaj question. But he says, see, since actually the first question is how one can get rid of the sinful activities and avoid the hellish planet. So initially what happens, Sukadeva Goswami answers saying that, thinking that actually it is a test to the Parikshit Maharaj. He wants to give different solutions, and then finally he gives the ultimate solution, that is bhakti. First he says that he gives the karmic solutions, karmakandic solutions. That is, he says that if a person has to completely get rid of the sinful reactions, one has to perform atonement. That is the solution. First he gives that. He says, unless one performs the atonement process, and unless one is completely atoned of his sinful activities in one's own life, he will have to suffer in the hellish planet. This is what he gives him. So then he said that for that, Parikshit Maharaj will not be happy. He will nod his head no. Because the propensity, the atonement, whatever we do, immediately after some time, again, the propensity will not go. That means, like how we know in some of the religious institutions, they go to a place, they pray, and then end of the praying or whatever, or end of the praying, what they do, they go and confess that I have done so much. And after coming back, they commit the same mistakes or same sins they commit. So what is the use? That's what Srila Prabhupada says in the purport. What is the use? It is like an elephant taking a bath. Elephant goes to the river or water area. It nicely takes bath, maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours. It nicely takes bath, and then it comes out, and immediately after coming out, what it does, it puts the mud on his back. So like that, we do all the atonement. We take the atonement process, and then after going through the atonement, again we come out and we commit the same mistakes. So here, what is the main thing is the tendency to commit mistakes will not go in the atonement process. We may atone, we may go to some various places where dams or some places or river. We take the bath, and then all those things we do, and then the sin may go, but immediately after coming, we come there, we come out, and again we tend to commit the same mistake, because the tendency to commit mistake is not gone. It is like the example given here is of the bamboo. Bamboo tree, what's happened? Once we burn that bamboo tree, it burns, and then we think that the tree is gone. But after some time, again, it starts to grow. So unless the person actually who are subjected to the rules of atonement, or Parikshit Maharaj says, the person who takes to the atonement process, that is, he is not intelligent. For this reason only. Unless, and also the atonement process, the person is in ignorance. So Sukadeva Goswami says that unless one is freed from the mode of ignorance, that is, unless one is in that ignorance mode and thinking that if I do that particular atonement process, I get this free, I can get freed from this activity, I can get freed from the sinful activities. That ignorance, if one person leaves, then he will be coming to the path of the Nivritti Marga. So unless if a person is trying to counteract through one thing, what he does, he counteracts one thing, and to counteract another thing, he takes another things. Like there is a good example in Bhagavatam, that once a guru, he gives a book, Bhagavatam book, to his devotee. He tells that, please take care of this book very nicely. So that person, he keeps the book very nicely, but he will not be reading every day. He'll just keep it in one place, and then he will not be, he'll leave it, and then he'll be taking care of it. But what happens, one day a rat comes and eats that, takes the pages and then eats one of the pages. So when he sees that, he immediately remembers this guru's instruction that you have to maintain this book properly. So what he does, he brings a cat to kill this one. Then after what happened, the cat becomes a problem to him. Then he brings something else to counteract that one. And finally, to counteract one thing, then he says that to take care of the cat, he needs milk. So what he does, he brings a cow. Then for maintaining a cow, he brings something else. Like that, he goes on. Ultimately, the main purpose is not met. So then when the guru comes, he'll be surprised. So same thing here. What we do, we try to atone one thing to get rid of that one, and then there is another side effect. To counteract that one, to counteract that, we do another atonement process. So what is the use? Unless the root of the desire, so actually the main thing is the desire. Unless the root of the desire is thoroughly eradicated, then superficially one cannot, act piously, and they will be prone to impious activities. So the real atonement given in this verse is the perfect knowledge, that is the Vedanta, that is one should understand the Supreme Lord. So Parikshit, that is Sukadeva Goswami now examines, that is, he says that first, like in up to this canto, he talks about that by doing this atonement, if you follow this atonement, also he tells that for atonement, how one has to take this atonement process. He says, if the sin committed is grave, it is big, you have to do a bigger atonement process. And if the sin is small, you have to commit a smaller atonement process. A person if pulls a train, that may, or if he beats a dog or something like that, for that atonement is small. But if a person kills another person, then the sin is grave, and then for that atonement, he has to do a bigger atonement process. That's why it is even says that the punishment, the capital punishment, earlier Prabhupada's lecturers, recently we were hearing to one of the Prabhupada lecture in our same form, that Prabhupada says it is better that now earlier we had a good system where capital punishment was there, but now they are trying to remove this capital punishment. And also he given Maharaj given example like how initially in UK also there was capital punishment, and now when they took that punishments, there were a lot of other crimes. So they were thinking to bring it back, but it was not possible because of the local the media and all this liberalism and all those things. They were not able to get it back, but because of that they are suffering. That's what is happening everywhere. So but if a person atones for that one, for the sin what he has committed, maybe even killing another person, and if he gets a capital punishment and if he is killed, at least the next, that is, he doesn't have to go he doesn't have to go to the hellish planets, because that whatever he has committed, that sin, he has atoned here itself. So that's what actual thing in this atonement process is. It says that before leaving this body, you have to completely atone for all the sins what you have committed. Is it possible? The answer is no, because it is not at all possible to completely eradicate all the sins what we have committed. Maybe to that certain extent, yes, we can try to understand what are the sins we have committed, and if the punishment is given to us and we take that punishment, accept the punishment, and we go through the punishment, yes. But again, has all the sinful reactions eradicated? Actually, it is no, absolutely, it is not possible to eradicate all the sinful reaction. But for that only, Sukadeva Goswami gives him this first test. That is, if you do atonement, you will come out of this. Your sinful reaction will be reduced, and then you will not. There is no need to go back to. There is no need to go to hellish planets. But for that, as I told before, the Parikshit Maharaj doesn't accept. He says no, that is not the real. That by atonement, one's propensity or the desire doesn't cease. So next what happens, to again test him, he takes the next process. That is, he says that he talks about the speculative knowledge. That is, he says that progress from karma yoga, karma kanda to gnana kanda. That is, he says that prayashchittam vimarshanam. That is, you will get, you can do the, you can get rid of all the sins by pure knowledge, he says. That is, he says you cultivate knowledge, and then by that knowledge you can break you can break all your sinful reactions, and again you can be put into the there is no need to go back to the hellish planets. That's what he says. So here it says real atonement in this one. First of all, he says atonement is required, and then first he gives the karmic kandic atonement processes. Now he says, in this particular verse, he says real atonement is the full knowledge. That is vimarshanam. That is, it refers to the cultivation of speculative knowledge. That in Bhagavad Gita also, it is written that in the Bhagavad Gita 7.15, it is mentioned that namam druskritino mudaha prapadyante naradamaha maya paratha gnana asuram bhavam ashitaha. That is, a person who is completely foolish, and then he doesn't know what he's doing, and his knowledge is stolen by illusion. He thinks that the material body, what he is ultimate. He thinks that the ultimate goal of life is the material, whatever I'm getting, material activities, what I'm doing is the ultimate goal of life. He's in complete maya. He thinks that what he's doing this particular thing, because he's not aware of who he is. He doesn't know that he is the soul, and he thinks that he is the body. Based on the bodily conception, he tries to teach, he tries to reach, and also he tries to act according to his bodily connections. That is extension either to his body or extension of his body, whether it is wife, children, house, country, all those things. So that's why in this verse it is said that his knowledge is stolen by illusion. That means he thinks that my ultimate thing is to take care of my family, or my ultimate goal is to take care of my children's. But that is not possible, because nobody is satisfied by the service what we give to the people. But means ultimately the constitutional position of an living entity is to serve. Whether you serve your parents or family or country or whatever it is, or you serve the Lord. So what is more important here is, if we serve the our extensions or our other people, material life, they are never satisfied. They don't, they are never satisfied with whatever we give to them. We can take example of Gandhiji, or even Kennedy. He worked throughout his life to serve the people. But what happens if they are not satisfied, they will kill them. The same thing happens with the family also. We, as a person, if he wants to, he does a lot of service to his children's wife or husband. They serve completely. But when the service to those people is interrupted, or not to the satisfaction of the other person, then they get angry, and that angry can lead to anything. We can see so many places. If if the parents are not serving the children according to their understanding, they leave the home and go. And similarly with the husband and wife, or they immediately they leave it and then go. So the real knowledge, what is the real knowledge? In this verse, it says that we should we should serve the Lord. We should serve Krishna, and surrender unto him. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudarlavaha. So this type of the people, that is the saintly people, there are very few. And when they understand who the real Krishna is, then that is the real, that is our goal of life. That is, it says that we have to completely surrender to Krishna. That is, but also it is very difficult. Here it is given, and also we talked about how sinful reaction, and again with reincarnation, everything we saw it. It is also very difficult. Bhumanam janmanamante. That means if you are not lucky, we will take so many births. And when we take so many births, that is among the 84 million species, in that many species, or why most of the species, we will not be having the knowledge, or we will not be able to have the consciousness. Even if somebody is giving Krishna consciousness, we will not be able to take it. But we'll be so fortunate. We are so fortunate that we have got the birth that is in the human form, where we have the knowledge to take it up. That is, we have the knowledge. What is knowledge? What is the right knowledge? That is actually we have the intelligence to take the right knowledge. What is the right knowledge? Right knowledge is to take up Krishna. That is, if somebody comes and gives up Krishna consciousness, or by somehow by chance, or by Agnata Sukriti, we get the Krishna consciousness, we should not leave it. That is because after so many births, we got this, we have got this yoga, and then we should not let go this type with this one, and we should take it up. We should take it up. That is what is given in this. And then only the intelligent person takes it up. That is also, it is also given so many people among, there are so many people who will take to the Vedic understandings. But among those few people, many people, few people are there who takes up to Krishna, and those people are the intelligent, they are the intelligent people. So here in this also, but we can understand that Vaishnava compassion is so strong. We see how Parikshit Maharaj compassion towards the living entity is so strong. Actually, Vaishnava compassion is into three forms. One is, it is deep. Second thing, it is complete. And third one is, it is spontaneous. It is deep because he has lost everything. Because Parikshit Maharaj did not have anything. And also, he knows that he doesn't have kingdom, he doesn't have family, nothing. He doesn't have anything. But he's not thinking of himself. He's thinking how people in general, how should they should be removed from the attachment of Maya, and then they be saved from entering the hellish planet. So, and also as a Vaishnava, that Parikshit Maharaj, he was so compassionate as a Vaishnava to the other living entities. He was just living his own body. You can imagine a person, when a person is dying, he will be thinking about himself. Why a person is dying? Even if once we are hurt or we are in distress situation, we will not think about anybody else. Unless, we only think about themselves. But here, he is thinking that how I can make other people, escape from the hellish planets. And then second thing, it is complete. He is not thinking that, he's not asking question to Sukadeva Goswami, how will Kshatriyas get rid of the sinful reactions, or he's telling how Brahmanas will get rid of this one, or how his family members will be saved from the sinful reaction, or ultimately how he will be saved from. No, he's not asking about all those things. He is asking in complete, that is for general, for all the peoples included, he is asking that questions. And it is spontaneous. See, he is about to die, and he is about to leave his body. But at that point, he is talking about, he's thinking about how other peoples are saved, how other people will be saved from the hellish planets. So Vaishnava is actually in this says that Vaishnava is para dukkha dukhi. That means he cannot see other people unhappy. For him, even though actually he is not unhappy, because he is always in touch with Krishna. A person who is always touching Krishna, he can never be happy. But for him, he is unhappy because other people are happy. This is the quality of a Vaishnava. Also, we can see in Prahlada Maharaj episode also, he will be telling, oh my Lord Narsimhadev, see, no, people are so much into distress, and then they are, in spite of that, they turn your face against you. That is, they turn your spaces against the spiritual consciousness, which actually gives the real happiness. But that also he says that is accomplished only by the process of bhakti. Suppose we do whatever other types of processes, we are not at all happy. But that's what he says, that Lord, please grant them, please be merciful on all the people, and then try to remove that ignorance of that, the covering the Maya. That's what he requests Narsimhadev. So also in this one, we know that how Parikshit Maharaja, we see that how he is not thinking about himself. And then Sukadeva Goswami also, he is giving, when he asked him the question, he is also giving him the correct, he becomes pleased with this question and gives him the philosophical understanding. That is, he says that actually for a patient, also he says that it is very important when we give the instructions to the people, we have to give to the right application, we have to give it to them. That is, when a person, for example, when a person is deceased, we take compassion. Suppose we take compassion, and then we say the food is offered, and then we give them all oily food or high sugar food. Is it going to help them? No. In our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, also when he was coming to Abu Dhabi or other places, people used to give him some other types of food also, like with normal foods, which actually doctors had prohibited. But they were thinking that, wheat is like, we have prepared it and it's been offered. Is it the right understanding? But when a person is suffering from some particular thing, we have to give that particular, the food or the whatever of the food or what is required for the deceased person, that only we have to give. And we cannot, we have to use that intelligence. That's what Sukadeva Goswami tells to Parikshit Maharaj. Then he says that how should we get rid of all the sins? So he says that Mam chayo vibicharena bhakti yogena sevate Sagunan Samityetyan Brahma Bhuhyaya Kalpate. He says that Mamcho Abhi Vebicharena. Vebichara means like uh, a female without a good characteristics. So her, a vebicharena. That means one has to be completely fixed, like a vebicharena. That means vebichara means completely. They are not. They are completely. They're not. Their mind is not controlled. Uh, but like if like a female who doesn't, whose characteristics is loose, so but she's her mentality is not fixed. So here in this verse in Shrimad Bhagavatam verse, it says it should be fixed in one direction. It should be fixed on one point. That is how on bhakti yogena sevate. That is on bhakti yoga. If one's complete attention is fixed on bhakti, then what happens? Sagunan sametetyan brahma bhuhyaya kalpate. That means all this what we are into this gunas. That once the guna we transcend the gunas, then only we can reach the brahma bhuya. That's what it says. That means it says that how do we get this one? By complete surrender to the Lord. So is it, but in this, in one of the Prabhupada lectures, he says that complete surrender onto the Lord. Before that, we have to completely surrender to the devotees. If we, with that service mode, with that service attitude, if we serve the devotees, then we will, that actually takes us to the Brahma Bhuhaya Kalpate. That means we can be fixed in Krishna consciousness. So in this, when we go further ahead also in this particular chapters, we see how the episode of Ajamila comes. Ajamila, like in this Poshanam, how lords give the Poshana protection to a person who accidentally falls down, and then he will be a devotee, but after that by accidental fall down, he falls down, and then how lords gives the protection to this type of person also. So, and then he also talks about how in the later stages also we see how Chitraketu and Vitsasura, all the many episodes, small episodes, we see how they will all be, the Lord will give protection, and even we also see after that in the later stages also how in the even in the ninth cantos also how people are, how a lot of devotees are protected. So now in this particular this one, first as we discussed, karma kandik will be given, and then next he gives about the he talks about the gnana part of it. So here, but even in gnana, one takes up gnana, and if he does all the speculations up to a certain things, he will speculate. But after that, again, he may even go up to the Brahmaloka also. But there he cannot stay because there is no activity, there is no serving. What we in the entire theme of this chapter itself is about how to serve the Lord, because only by serving the Lord and his devotees only we can be absorbed in the transcendental activities, and we can be absorbed in the Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate thing, which is only bhakti. So also in the earlier this one we saw how there were many episodes like in the previous canto also, and in even even in the 10th canto also we see how Shishupala was also even though he was from the beginning he was completely against the Lord, and he was even it was told that it is told in the Srimad Bhagavatam that how even when he was very small also he'll start, he will be envious of Krishna. But the same people who are envious like Shishupala are who are always afraid, like Kamsa, Kamsa was always afraid of Krishna. This type of characters also, but these type of characters also they get liberation. But Why? Because of their intense commitment. Intense means they will always be thinking of Krishna. But even though it is negative way, we should not cultivate that. Also, Prabhupada says, if some people say that, okay, I will also be like Shishupala, I will have that, naivety or enviousness, or I'll be like Kamsa. But even if you are there, will you be able to match their intensity? Will you be as per, they were so intense. When Kamsa, anything he used to see, Krishna, whether he will come, he was so afraid that maybe Krishna is coming in this way, he'll kill me. That type of anxiety he had. But even if we have that propensity, and if you want to do that, and do we have that type of intensity towards the Lord? But actually, it is not possible at all. So when the Parikshit Maharaj nodded his head, that means he said no to even Gnana, then in this sloka it says that Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayanaha Agham Dhunvanti Krishnena Neharam Iva Bhaskaraha. That is, he says, only unalloyed devotional service can uproot the weeds of sinful actions. That means whatever we take, whether it is gnana or karma, the weeds, the bottom of that is not eradicated. Only by discharging devotional service, one can eradicate the sins completely. That is the text of this chapter. Only by devotional service, it is like sun. Sun can completely, it dissipates the clouds, whatever is there, and then makes the things clear. So also Prabhupada says in his lecture that is in Australia, 1975, he says this is possible only by taking to Nivritti Marga. That's what actually in the initial this one we saw how even right from the planet Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaravartino Arjuna now Upatentu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. That is, anybody who takes up to the planet of Brahma, or whoever it is, if they do not get into this, if they do not serve the Lord, and if they do not surrender unto the Lord, whether they are up to the planet of Brahmaloka, they commit sins, and then they have to fall back. They have to and then they have to come back to this world. They have to again get into the cycle of the repeated sinful activities. Unless they take to the marga, that is Nivritti Marga, they will not be liberated. Only when that is possible, when we are able to control our senses. The senses are very, very strong. All the senses are very, very strong. Unless, that is, we have kama, krodha, lobha, all these things are, we have read also, we have seen how they're very, very strong. But only when we control the senses, then only we can transcend all these things. That's why that's why the name of Goswami is given. That is, only person, when he controls the senses, then only he is talked about. And then only he is called as the Goswamis. We have to control our senses completely. Also, it is written, we know in this one, Sarvopadi Vinur Muktam Tad Paritvena Nirmalam Hishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uttama. Sarva Upadi means designations. We have a lot of designations. The designations has come. That designation, I am a father, I am, person, president, or whatever it is. We think that we are the designation, but we don't think that we are a spirit soul. That is based, we are completely covered. How to remove the covering? That's what our Krishna consciousness says. That means, unless, like, it is a mirror which is completely covered with dust, how do we clean it? By taking a wet cloth, and if we clean, then the mirror becomes clear. Then we will be able to see our faces. Similarly, by performing bhakti only, that is by taking the names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Only by taking the names of the Lord, we can cleanse our heart. That's how we are cleaning our mirror. Only by cleaning our mirror, we come back to our original constitutional position. And that is, that point, we get the knowledge of how to serve the Lord. And that is called mukti. That means when we come to our original constitutional position, that we understand that our constitutional position is to serve the Lord and we completely surrender the Lord. That is called mukti. And I think now the time is up. Hare Krishna.
You're muted, Ravi.
Sorry. Sorry.
No problem.
I know that I have committed a lot of mistakes. Please let me know where I have made any mistakes. Please correct me. Thank you very much for again giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ravi Locana Govind Prabhu. You did not commit any mistake, Prabhuji. You actually justified the essence of the purpose that Srila Prabhupada is given, especially two key aspects about atonement and compassion, Prabhuji, that you spoke so very well. And Prabhupada also mentions about Vimarshana, right? But Vimarshana is actually speculative knowledge, but when it combines with Prayaschitta Vimarshana, it becomes real atonement is knowledge. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. I would request devotees to share their comments, inputs, or if there are any questions, please unmute and share. Hare Krishna, I presume you're able to unmute.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Yes, we are able to unmute. Ravi Locana Govinda Prabhu ki jai. Wonderful, Prabhu. Nice. You give a complete background, summary, and we gave the future also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You gave a mood of Parishit Maharaj so nicely. Mood of, Sukhdev Goswami. And, also, of course, Prabhupada's mood nicely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Please give me blessings so that I'll further proceed. I'll further advance properly. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Any questions from anybody? Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji. If there are none, then probably we can end the class today with Vaishnava pranams. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava ki jai. Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you so much. I'll end the session and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Hare Krishna. Dandat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.